Warning. Warning. You are about to enter the propaganda report with Brad Binkley. Warning. Warning. You are about to enter the propaganda report with Brad Binkley. Warning.
That's true. You
Warning.
are. You have entered the propaganda report with Brad Binkley. Thank you to Josh for that voiceover, and for Justin Ridgway for that music, who says he's going to come on the show and tell us about the inspiration of it, but he refuses to do it every time he says he is. But one day we will get him on here, and we will find out about it. This is a propaganda report. I'm Brad Binkley. I was going to welcome back Ian, but Ian is having some audio difficulties, so he is working on that, and hopefully will join us soon. And we have a special guest on the show today that we're going to get to here in a moment. But first, I want to briefly comment on the story about the House subcommittee yesterday voting to subpoena Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, James Comey, Robert Mueller, Loretta Lynch, Merrick Garland, and Bill Barr to find out what they know about Jeffrey Epstein. That's a good start with those people being subpoenaed. However, that list leaves off three very important men and associates of Epstein, the most important, actually, more important than the ones that are already on the list. But there's three men who are scientists, and a fourth man, one of them's dead, also a scientist of the elites, who must be subpoenaed. His associates of the dead one need to be subpoenaed, and then the three others who are still living must be subpoenaed as well. And those men who must be subpoenaed, if this is going to be a serious inquiry, not that this is going to happen, but if we're playing subpoena House hearing, then you're not serious if you're not subpoenaing these three men and the associates of the fourth. And those men are Martin Seligman, who is the current head of the UPenn Positive Psychology Center, as well as a DoD contractor. Martin Nowak, who is a professor at Harvard University, and the associates of Roger Schnack, who is a former DoD contractor who also worked with DARPA, and also Lawrence Krauss, who is a renowned physicist and a member of former member, because it's a long time ago, of Obama's 2008 Science Policy Committee. These four men are four of only five individuals who are specifically named in the most important Jeffrey Epstein document that exists in the public square, that almost nobody is aware of, in full anyway, because you cannot find it through a regular Google search. You have to search through court records. It won't show up just doing a Google search. And that is the plea letter that got Jeffrey Epstein that sweetheart deal. The full plea letter, not just bits and pieces of it, but the full letter. Bill Clinton is the fifth person named in that. Five individuals named that helped Jeffrey Epstein get that sweetheart deal. This court document that no one ever talks about, except me, written by Alan Dershowitz. It was written using the names of these powerful elites for the purpose of intimidating the federal prosecutors into accepting what little of a deal they could get by showing the elite forces and friends of Jeffrey Epstein, showing the prosecutors what they would actually be up against if they took this thing all the way to trial. Again, this letter is what got Epstein that infamous sweetheart deal, and the five specifically named individuals willingly helped him get it. The letter also reveals the work of these powerful scientists, that it was originally funded by Jeffrey Epstein. And if you want to find out more about those guys and their ties to Epstein, and you want to see that document, go watch the video that I just posted on YouTube at youtube.com/Brad Binkley, at Freedom Act Radio, on X and Rumble /The Prop Report. I go in a bit more detail about who those guys are, and it's really crazy, their ties. I mean, it's really crazy when you see these guys' relationships with Epstein and how they took money before and after he was in prison, and the power that they hold, and their deep connections and work that they have done, and some continue to do, with the United States government. Those are the people that should be subpoenaed, but absolutely will not be subpoenaed. So go check that out. Now, let's bring on our guest. I believe there she is. She came back. Back by popular demand. Courtney Brooke. Courtney, thanks for coming back on the show. How are you?
Thanks for having me. I'm good. Just got done with my own long stream.
You're a marathon streamer. I tried to join in one of your marathon streams the other day while I was driving, and my technology ended up frying out like it was an Israeli pager, and my phone died, and it didn't go too well. I thought I could do the driving stream, but I didn't do very well. So I'm glad we could talk again today. You are streaming like a mad woman of late, but you're doing it with purpose. That's coming up in September. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on?
We are doing a content hotel. Very exciting. It's hosted by Chrissy Mayer. If you don't know who she is, you are missing out. Go find her immediately and subscribe, follow all that. She's amazing. Incredible stand-up comedian, also an amazing content creator. But she is hosting a content hotel. So she's done this in the past where it was a content house. And during the event, they would do a 48-hour stream. Everybody who is part of the house would rotate who was on shift for a stream. Well, we're going to do something very similar, but this time it's at Villa Roma in Callicoon, New York. But this time, it's at a hotel, and viewers are invited to come and get a hotel and stay there and come and hang out with us. So there's going to be a bunch of scheduled events. A couple different podcast hosts are going to be there. Rich Voss, who are these podcasts as well? Carl Hamburger. Let's see here. I'm trying to remember.
Say Carl Hamburger?
Yeah, that's what. So Chrissy said his name was. I mean, I looked at it. It said Carl and who are these podcasts? But she said his name is Carl Hamburger. So they're going to be doing a podcast, and there's going to be Rich Voss with Gerard Michaels. They're doing a podcast. Eva Lovia, Candace Horbox, aka Eva Lovia. She's going to be doing a podcast, and then there's also going to be a stand-up night, Compound Media reunion stand-up night. But it's also going to be my birthday.
Oh, wow. 9/6, right? I remember it's the opposite of
Yes. 5 days before 9/11.
That's very, yes. My mom's birthday is 9/10, the day before, and my grandmother's birthday. My grandmother had my mom on 9/10. But yes, continue.
Wow. Yeah, so 9/10, that's the anniversary of Donald Rumsfeld's announcement.
Yes, it is.
Now, but yes, so everybody is not only invited to get a room and come and hang out with us. Zia and I are going to be doing a cheese stream. We're also going to be doing some field sobriety tests for all the drunkards.
Okay, so let me get some. What is a cheese stream?
Well, a cheese eating stream, I should say.
Okay. All right.
We have agreed that if we do reach a certain super chat goal, we haven't agreed on the super chat goal just yet, but if we do reach a certain super chat goal, we will switch to hot dogs.
Okay.
So
a cheese and hot dog stream followed by a field sobriety test stream.
Yes, we'll be doing some field sobriety tests by the pool. We were even talking about getting some beer pong going.
That would be fun. So these live streams, these are going to be, you guys will be together, and you'll be like out and about around the hotel?
I think what we're going to have is like a stationed area in the hotel room where we're going to be doing the stream, and then there's going to be certain events that we'll do that will switch from there. Oh, excuse me. I just inhaled a fry. So it's not going to always be following us around. Some situations we're just going to be sitting and streaming, like with a group of us, and then other situations we will be out by the pool doing a stream, where I believe we're going to be doing. Oh my God! Excuse me, one moment.
What's up in the chats, y'all? I just noticed some of the chats and realized it was still flooding in Texas. Hope you guys stay safe down there.
So it'll be a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, essentially.
Well, that sounds fun, especially if you are there live. It sounds fun, and I've done a handful of live events, especially in the past couple months, and it's nothing like nothing like doing an event that doesn't rely wholly on the screen. getting to see people in real life, people you interact with, and people listen to the show, people whose show you watch. And for me, it invigorates me because they're doing live shows like on screen, but also with an audience around. It fires me up. And so that sounds like a good time.
You just reminded me of back in 2020 when there were some stand-up comedians that I was following that would show clips of the events they would do, or they'd be on a stage surrounded by a bunch of screens.
Cardboard cutouts and screen. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and they'd have random people like zooming in, like they would have like a Zoom call link when they would order a ticket. And so then it became disruptive because people would have, home sounds going on in the background. So then they would basically rely on looking at faces of people going.
And you can't, that's demoralizing as a comedian. Yeah. That live reaction is nothing can match. Just the thought of doing that is crazy. So you can, when you do podcasting, I sometimes will have I'll structure stuff where I'll work on stuff that I want to go do on stage, and I will just do it knowing that I'm not going to have any sort of live reaction unless I'm on somebody's show or I have a guest. But I know that is completely different, and I look for the reaction and comments and stuff like that, and then I go tweak it. But like to do a show that's like, this is a stand-up show and there's nobody here. That's open mic stuff that can be demoralizing to people's soul. It's crazy that people used to do that, and I hate the COVID era.
Yeah, I would much rather have that moment when Heather McDonald passed out on stage and people laughed because they thought it was on purpose.
I would
rather have that. Than how that was way better than being surrounded by a bunch of screens on mute. So you just see.
It's just, and even if it wasn't there'd be like a delay. Laughing, you don't know what they're laughing at because that feedback response, that's what you react to that live, and that gives you an opportunity. If a crowd is friendly, then you can expand on what you're talking about, and if they're not, you can change subjects. And the COVID era was just such a crazy it's wild, the shit that they got people to do back then. And this is one of them. And what ended up, what that shifted to in the aftermath was stand-up shows, at least here in Atlanta, that were like, come to the stand-up show at the Barangadongadong, which is like a place down in Atlanta. It's like a weird name like that. And it's LGBTQI night, where LGBTQI and allies get stage time. And it's like you get 5 minutes if you're LGBTQ, you get like 4 if you're an ally. If you're like a white dude, you can go to hell. It's pretty much the way it works. Now, some of those, which is fine to me, I'm okay with that level of discrimination. But they're not okay if there was like a no LGBTQI night on the other side, which I would never do. I don't give a shit about any of that. I used to work at a theater where we were the only ones. It's the guy who owned it, my friend Bob. He gave more opportunities to people who did the most progressive LGBTQ weird anti-racist training shit, type of performative shit that they couldn't get stage time anywhere else because they were terrible. And those shows don't last. But he gave them an opportunity, and he was a hardcore Trump supporter who just wanted people to thrive. Meanwhile, the other theaters who would not let them get on stage were supposedly the progressives who supported all of their bullshit. And that's what That's what I've always noticed about stuff like that, is people who are libertarian and conservative leaning, who are entrepreneurs, are far more open-minded and inclusive to people than the people who claim to be inclusive.
Yeah, because meritocracy just tells you, like, hey, are you good? Like,
right.
If you're good at what you do, then we want you to do it. We don't give a shit if you have like a certain skin color, We don't care about who you fuck. We don't care. We don't care about that. We want you to be good at what you do. And if you're good at what you do, then we'll, or at least if you're putting in effort, if you're trying, we'll give you a chance. Maybe not at this level, but we'll give you a chance at least over here. You know what I mean? Like
totally. And so that's what my friend was. My friend would take the hit on he would know that some of the shows he did that he allowed to be put on at the theater weren't going to make any money, and he allowed people to do that because he wanted to give people. He was just a big believer in people being great if they were able to kind of work at it. And so you give people opportunities, and sometimes if they continued not making money, then you have to put other shows in there. But it was just wild because there would be people who would talk about him as being a MAGA conservative. I mean, like, he's the only person who lets your dumb ass on stage, and you need to be like, he's the only person who's believing in you, and you're talking shit about it. So, all right.
Crazy.
Hulk Hogan died, by the way. So we had a comment. And Hulk Hogan, to me, I loved Hulk Hogan when I was a kid. He was my favorite wrestler. I thought his performance at the RNC last year, I thought it was great. Man. It was so much fun.
That's like peak Hulk Hogan performance right there.
Right. And he's still ripping the shirt. You could tell he had aged. Obviously, he was 70. I don't think he was sick. I think he had a heart attack. And I'm sad to see Ozzy go too. Yeah.
Oh my God. The Ozzy thing has me like messed up because I have kind of a controversial opinion on that. People are going to be mad, but I feel like what the Osbournes did to Ozzy is what the Bidens did to Joe. Ozzy had clearly been getting sick for a long time. I watched the Osbournes. Remember that show? I watched it. I remember when it was on back in the early aughts, and clearly something was already going on there. They had to have subtitles for him on every episode, and even then it was very difficult to understand what the hell he was saying. It was clear that things were going downhill already, and they just kept shoving him into the spotlight. Now, I do believe, like, I can see though that he obviously was extremely talented. That was why he was in the entertainment business, right? And he had a passion for entertaining, which was why he was in the entertainment business. And he probably very much, loved and missed the stage in his later years in life. Yeah. And I could see why he would still want to get up on stage and live those glory days. But they custom made a fucking wheelchair for him and had to wheel him out onto stage. I didn't know that. Like, his performance, have you heard his performance of Mama, I'm Coming Home? I'm sorry. It was very emotional, but like it was, I don't want to say it was sucked, but it didn't sound good. It didn't sound good. Now, I will admit that, it was probably later in the show. So his vocal cords was probably really worn out from performing for a while and all of that. Like, I'll give that to him. And like having Parkinson's, that's going to wear you down really quickly. Yeah. He probably had a lot of emotion. From what I know, now I'm not 100% positive if my sources are correct, but it started back in like the late 90s. Like he already was experiencing it on the Osbournes. It seemed like he had something. So I think maybe I probably, and maybe probably other people too, maybe attributed that to drug use. But that makes sense that he had Parkinson's back then, because he was always a bit shaky. And he had his final performance just a few weeks ago, didn't he? 2 weeks ago. It's crazy. Yeah, just 2 weeks ago. And that was like, I mean, the performance, I saw some clips of it where it seemed to be like, it seemed to be actually pretty good. But that one of like, Mama, I'm Coming Home, I was like, this sounds really bad. It just did. It sounded bad. It takes so much stamina to be able to do a performance like that, and it's crazy how you'll see people like that. I mean, it's almost like he was holding on until that final performance. He wanted to be there to give his fans one final perforance. And so there's nothing but love for him, by the way, too. Like everybody loved him. Like Hulk Hogan, there's a lot of people who did not. CNN was kind of bashing him today, some of their guests. But Ozzy seems to be kind of universally loved. Yeah. Well, I mean, like with Hulk Hogan, his personal life was a little too much in the spotlight, and it was clear that he was like kind of an asshole, like to his ex-wife and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it just seems like he was just sort of POS. But like with Ozzy, the thing is, like all those weird rumors about him like eating a bat on stage or whatever, like
Yeah.
calling him the Prince of Darkness. Everybody knew him as being such a teddy bear, though. Like the way he talked about Sharon. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Everybody would die to be loved like that.
I mean, they were
He
in
never
a lasting relationship, which is not something you typically see in that industry.
Right. Well, and the way that he spoke about her all the time, it was like you would have thought that they had just met.
Yeah.
Like the way he spoke about her, it was like, I've never seen anybody in love like that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he adored the shit out of her.
Yeah. And so that other stuff, that performative stuff, that's performative. That's, you know, that he's a rock star doing rock star performative stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that, like, that's how I interpret the Prince of Darkness. If I know some people are like, he loved Satan. I'm like, I don't think that he loved Satan.
I don't think he did.
I don't think he really loved Satan.
I don't think he did. Well, like, you know, everyone talking about like, oh yeah, heavy metal. Okay, again another hot take. It was like pop rock, but Forest Mommy. I had to show everybody that really pretty picture of you on Twitter today because it popped up in my feed while I was streaming, and so I had to show everybody. And then Russell asked, "Why is it that Forest Mommy always seems to be in a house?" I don't understand the question. But that's
I saw
Russell
that pic.
Holt
She
for you.
posts some of those banger pics with that kind of just straight looking face. She's just it's great. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
I love Force Mommy is also a fan favorite. We should get the two of you on at the same time sometime.
Oh my God,
That'd be fun.
that would be amazing. No, the viewers would explode. They would love it.
It would be too much. It would be too much for some of them, I think.
Yeah, too much gooning.
Okay, yeah. So Hulk Hogan, what I loved about Hogan, I mean, I loved a lot of things about him, but I remember that reality show he used to do with his family, and I just I always thought it was so funny that his new wife looked exactly like his daughter. Did you ever see that show?
I don't remember the new wife though.
She looked identical to his daughter. I mean, she was older, but she looked just like his daughter, which makes, I'm sure his wife looks similar to his daughter. You know, so it's not like
he just has a type.
Yes. So
That's so weird.
you brought up
That's
Hunter
weird.
Biden real quick a moment ago. I want to play my favorite clip from the Hunter, and then actually I have we might be able.
Oh, that recent interview he did?
Yeah. Did you see any of that?
Oh yeah.
It was hilarious.
There was one clip I thought was fake. I thought one clip was fake. I was like, oh, somebody took something from this interview and like laid over some new audio.
Really? Which part?
The part where he talks about crack.
Oh, where he's explaining how to make it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought it was fake.
Yes, it was great. And he kept saying like, I don't want to teach people how to make crack, but here's how you make crack.
Man.
I mean, he speaks very well. He's in his so somebody posted, and I don't think they're far off on this. Somebody posted a photo of him and was like, "The left has found their Joe Rogan," and they might not be wrong in that because he was entertaining to listen to.
Can I just tell you something? I don't even know what the hell that means. Oh, the left needs a Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
You have a ton of political commentators that can easily, I guess, change the format of the podcast. Is that what they're looking for? Like, I don't understand. Like, but you have a ton of people on the left who make the commentary that you're looking for. They have a shit ton of followers. Like, I don't understand. What do you mean that you need a Joe Rogan on the left? You have like a million of them.
They have a bunch of them. Yeah, I guess I don't know. I think the Joe Rogan of the left right now would be that "Call Me Daddy" girl. Who has the biggest?
Really?
I think they're talking about who can garner the most followers and carry influence based on that. And a lot of people, a lot of left podcasters, they have, so like the Pod Save America guys, which Hunter was bashing during this interview, and I completely agree with him. Not the reasons he was bashing them, but the Pod Save America guys, he pointed out, and I've pointed this out a number of times, they have a huge following. They are one of the biggest left-leaning podcast, progressive podcasts there is. They were all former Barack Obama speechwriters. All three of them were, and they became big podcasters. They were described as grassroots podcasters who developed a big following, none of which is true. They were Obama speechwriters, and they got millions of dollars of funding to start for the purpose of being a propaganda machine after Obama got out of office. And so their entire origin story is bullshit, but they became the voice of the progressive left in podcast. And it wasn't natural. It was astroturfed like everything else. And Hunter actually went after them and pointed some of that shit out, which is great. But I think a lot of the progressive and left-leaning podcasts were astroturfed in that sense. And I think when it comes to Hunter, if Hunter Biden had a podcast and he talked like this, I'd listen to it.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it, but it's funny to me because he's
very entertaining. I found myself really liking him. I mean, granted, I also found myself, a bit charmed by him when I saw that clip of the family at Easter that one year when he was just geeked out behind Jill. Like, I was like, look at this guy. He doesn't give a shit.
He's just like us. Yeah.
Yeah, I too have been coked out at Easter.
Right. Yes. My parents too have been disappointed in me.
Yeah. God, no one's been more relatable than that guy in situations like that, at least.
Yeah. This situation. So he's describing in this clip here when he was in rehab and he relapsed. And I think it's the funniest, my favorite clip. I listened to this it's like 3 hours. I listened to almost all of it. This is my favorite clip right here.
That I was in, I was going to 4 times a day and getting tested. I said, look, I drank. So we want to test you anyway.
Right. So he's saying that he's in this rehab thing and he has to report every time he messes up, and they test him every time he goes in, right? And he doesn't want to be tested, and he's explaining why he doesn't want to be tested.
I said, if you test me, it becomes a part of a record, and I don't want it as a part of a record because it's not protected by HIPAA. And he said, well, you can't come back in if we don't test you. And I said, well, this is what I did. And they said, it doesn't matter, you're telling us. And said, we need it for our records. I said, well, fuck you. And I walked out, to the park across the street, in Lincoln Park in D.C., which is not very far from the White House, which is, I knew to be kind of sometimes an open air, drug market. And I saw someone that I knew from my past life as being in the streets, a woman that I referred to as Bicycles. And I knew that it was kind of a suicidal thought. I said, do you got any crack? She sold me crack. And then that was it. From there, it just progressively got worse and worse.
So he drank one night, went to rehab. They said, we have to test you. He said, I don't want to be tested because it'll go on a record and it's not protected by HIPAA. They said, we have to test you. He said, fuck you. And he got some crack from Bicycles. Some lady from the past. So he goes to Lincoln Park and he's wandering around. He happens to see Bicycles from the past who has crack on. I would like to see an interview with Bicycles personally.
Yeah, we need to talk to Bicycles. Is Bicycles around to stick up for herself?
She is not, as far as I know, but we actually do have Hunter Biden on the.
Oh, Hunter!
Yes. Oh my God, we have Hunter Biden. We're listening to the show. Welcome to the show, Hunter.
Hello, Brad.
And Courtney.
And Courtney. Oh wow,
Hi, Hunter.
You're a very, very voluptuous woman.
Thank you.
I just want to say I'm a big fan of your work, your extensive commentary, even though I haven't listened to any of it.
I haven't listened to it. That's amazing. But you're still a big fan?
Yeah, that's why I came here to do the interview.
Really? What? So Tell us about bicycles. We had a commenter say they want to know if unicycles was busy.
Well, bicycles is a very special woman. We robbed a bank together once. Or it wasn't a bank. It was
Right.
It was just a gas station. I don't know what's to rob a bank, to be honest with you.
Right.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, you gotta be pretty
I've
sober
seen,
to do that.
I've seen the movie Heat. It looks pretty fucking hard, you know.
Well, watch the language,
absolutely.
Mr. Hunter.
I just I cussed every other word.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, you did know that when you invited him on, right, Brad?
Maybe I missed that part of the interview.
I didn't know that this was I didn't know that this was a children's show, Brad.
This is a children's show, partly. Yeah, no, it's not a children's show. You might like that though, Hunter, right?
I don't like to get too close to him. My dad likes to smell him.
Right, and you are always jealous that he doesn't smell you.
Yeah, he didn't smell me as much. He didn't smell me as much. No.
Were you jealous? Was a root of your problems? I'm speculating, but I've been wanting to ask you. Your sister Ashley used to get to shower with your father when she was a teenager, and you didn't. Did you ever feel rejected?
Hey! Don't fucking ask me that type of question, all right?
Mr. Hunter, I'm just curious. There's no need for that kind of aggression.
Hunter, you okay, Hunter?
Yeah. Sorry, I just had to smoke a little crack. I'm relapsing right now. After talking about how I made so much crack, I decided to see if I still know how to make crack, and so I fucking made some more crack.
Okay.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's good. That's a skill. That's like the guy from Breaking Bad. Was
I don't
it pure?
want to, since it's a kid's show, I don't want to talk about making crack, but it's not that hard. It's got a worse rap than it does, but it's just cocaine.
Courtney brought that up about you talking about crack. I do. It almost was like a PSA for crack's actually not that bad. It's better than alcohol. It's better than cocaine. It just
doesn't even make you act different.
Whoa! There's a bug attacking you right now. I can see it. It's right there. It's attacking you. You're getting attacked by bugs right now.
What?
Brad,
you better shoot
Brad,
him.
You got a bug by you.
Oh, you're talking about me?
Yeah.
No, I don't see it. There's no bugs by me. I'm
Hunter,
fine.
how much crack did you do today?
I've been I woke up this morning about 6 a.m. and then I went and found bicycles down in DC.
Again?
Yeah. I mean, I know where bicycles is.
How often do you go see bicycles?
Probably every other week.
Why do you call her that?
Because she's got she looks like a bicycle.
She looks like a bicycle. Okay. It's interesting.
I've never heard of a human looking like a bicycle.
Yeah, I guess what else are you going to do with your life?
Humans looking like horses,
Yeah. You ever slept with bicycles?
Hold on. Okay, sorry, go on.
Have you ever had intercourse with bicycles?
Oh, me and bicycles. I've been pegged by bicycles 1 or 2 times.
Is that right?
But that was only because I didn't have any money on me and I needed the crack, and she wanted to experience pegging for the first time because
you gave her that experience.
That's really why I call her bicycles, because she's always got pegs on her.
She's always. Oh, I see. Wow.
But
now it makes perfect sense.
There we go.
You ever bring her to the White House?
Yeah, she. Well, you remember that infamous story about the fucking bag on the floor? Yeah, that was bicycles, cocaine.
Does crack make you cough?
Yeah, when you smoke it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay.
Just about everything makes you cough when you smoke it, Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
You can smoke just about anything too, except for
Hunter,
mushrooms. You can't smoke mushrooms. If you do, it ruins it's the psilocybin.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that information.
Yeah, you have so much knowledge. And what was your question, Courtney?
Oh, well, Hunter, have you considered becoming the Joe Rogan of the left?
I might, but that would require putting getting like a bunch of audio equipment and stuff like that, and I'd probably just end up selling it for crack. My dad doesn't like me to spend the money he gives me on crack.
So, don't you just do that anyway?
You got to respect your elders, especially when your dad was the best former president of the fucking United States of America, okay?
You said during that interview that the night you got very angry about everybody who bashed your father for dementia, and you said that it wasn't that. You said that he had a bad night during the debate because he had taken Ambien, which is a strange thing to prescribe somebody like your father.
Well, he has trouble sleeping, so he was taking Ambien.
Your dad does.
Yeah.
He has trouble sleeping.
Yeah.
Which is insane. No one ever thought.
Have you guys ever stayed up on Ambien before?
No, I've heard crazy stories though about rallying through Ambien.
Yeah, it's like I was plucking my eyebrows one day. Next thing I didn't have any more on my face.
Yeah.
And then I plucked out all my nostril hairs too. That did wonders for the cocaine though.
That's what you did on Ambien?
Hello?
Yeah, no, we can hear you. We're just are you on Ambien right now?
We're in shock.
Nah, I'm just smoking crack right now.
Oh, no Ambien?
Nah.
Are you doing art right now?
Yeah, I'm painting pictures of George W. Bush's feet.
How big are they? They're small.
Small.
They're very small. Yeah,
they're small feet. It's a painting of him painting himself in a tub.
Interesting.
So it's a painting of him painting his own feet in the tub.
Explain to us,
painting
Hunter,
his own feet in the tub. You
understand
what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
Yes.
It's very it's very meta. I understand it.
It's like the clown that's painting the clown inside of the painting.
We get
it. The clown painting the clown.
Hunter, we get it.
Over
we get it.
and over and over.
Yeah.
Like
I can't believe you were somebody's lawyer, Hunter.
Facts are fucking facts, Brad.
Hunter, there's no need to get aggressive.
There's Mexican music playing right now.
Are you going to run for president?
I'm running for president in 2 fucking years.
Okay. Why did you sleep with your dead brother's sister?
Because she's fucking hot, man.
I'm not going to lie. I might vote for Hunter Biden.
That's honest.
See, just like Courtney, she's fucking hot and she fucking knows things, man. Women that are fucking hot know fucking things.
Yeah.
It's not wrong.
Your current wife.
Shut the fuck up, Brad. Courtney,
Hunter.
You want?
Look, I'm not coming at you. We're just asking questions. I just said that I would watch you
through this phone, man. I'm fucking running for fucking president, you fucking prick.
Okay. Good for you.
Just vote for him. Just say you're going to vote for him.
I'll vote for you. Okay, if it's between you and Don Jr. or Barron, I would maybe consider voting for you.
Barron's too young to vote for president in 2 years, man.
But,
no, he's not. He's too young to run, but he's not too young to vote.
He can. Yes, right. Yeah, you dumb fuck, Hunter.
Who you fucking calling a dumb fuck? You fucking pussy.
Hunter.
Oh, no.
This is not going to reflect
well.
well.
I'll come over there and I'll drop cocaine all over your floor.
Okay. You're just going to waste a bunch of cocaine.
Yeah, who the hell? No self-respecting drug addict would ever do that, Hunter. And you know that.
Just respect yourself.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but have a little bit more respect for the cocaine.
Yeah.
You're right. I shouldn't say things like that about
I don't even know how to cook it and turn it into crack like you do.
Hey, Hunter, I have a joke, actually.
What's your joke?
What's the difference between a baby and a bag of cocaine?
You can't. Well,
you can.
One doesn't come in a bag,
Yeah.
Eric Clapton would never let a babe or a bag of cocaine fall out of a window.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I'd sniff
Yeah.
both the cocaine
Your
and
dad
the
would
babe.
snort them both. Yeah, definitely. All right, Hunter. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I was just agreeing.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on the show. Yeah. You agree with my appreciation.
Yeah.
We
Go
all do.
fuck yourself, Brad.
Yeah. Jesus.
Well, you're so aggressive. I welcomed you onto the show. You're welcome back anytime. I would appreciate a little less
Really?
aggression.
I'm welcome back anytime.
Anytime you're welcome back. You know what? You
wanna
can consider this show a shower with your dad. You can actually come in though.
You wanna smoke crack with me and bicycles?
No.
All right.
That does sound a little scary, but
Yeah. We'd love to talk to bicycles though. If you
we'd love to talk to bicycles if you could ever get her around.
Yeah, if you can ever get around. All right, Hunter, thank you for joining us. And as I said, you're welcome back anytime.
Have fun getting pegged.
I think I cut him off. I didn't mean to, I did not mean to cut him off.
Sorry,
there.
Hunter.
It's an unexpected visitor there with Hunter. So what was your view overall of the Hunter Biden interview that you saw?
That experience we just had, or
Either or.
So I saw some clips of it, and well, first I was like, okay, so this guy is yet another racist leftist, doing like he did the whole immigrant thing. Like, if we get rid of the illegal immigrants, then who's going to wash your dishes and tend to your garden?
Yeah, you
And
posted the clip of the View. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the first thing I thought, I was like, who's going to clean your toilet, Donald Trump? But I just felt like,
it's so funny.
am I an illegal immigrant? Because I'm the one who puts food on my table. I'm the one who washes my dishes. I'm the one who tends to my yard.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I'm the one who does these things. Like, I'm not
It
an
was
illegal
great.
immigrant. I was born here.
And the guy who interviewed him, who I thought that guy was kind of funny, but also he did. I'm sure that was part of the agreement, because there were some things that didn't come up that should have came up, but he brought up the laptop stuff, and Hunter was like, "So the laptop," and the guy was like, "So the laptop," and Hunter was like, "Yeah, so there's a picture. We all have a digital footprint. All of us have a digital footprint. Every our phone or our computer, all this, it's all connected to the cloud, and mine got exposed to the world. He's a victim, and so what? What does it prove criminally? What does it prove? So what?" It was just the so what argument. And then it was the framing of the pawn shop guy, which that guy is an odd bird. There's no doubt about it. As some creepy guy who's looking into this laptop that Hunter doesn't even remember giving him. And Hunter was the victim of the biggest victim of the Hunter Biden laptop was Hunter, according to Hunter, which I thought was great framing, actually.
See, and here's the thing. Some of the stuff I don't care about when it comes to the laptop. Like, I actually don't really care about him like using drugs for the most part. Like, okay, whatever, people do drugs. And even with him with hookers, like, I kind of don't give a shit. But to me, it's the ones that were the minors. Like, there was like pictures of him with his topless niece.
There's some odd
Was
pictures, for sure. Yeah.
There were some very questionable pictures with him and his niece, and she was like 11 years old or something crazy. Like, don't like that. Any of the women that he was with in inappropriate scenarios that were, and the ladies were underage. Like, no, that shit, you lock him up immediately.
Right.
Like, the rest of it, I'm like, whatever. Why do we care? First of all, like, anybody who has been, who's essentially been like a public servant, who's worked in politics at all, they're all drug addicts. They're all doing drugs.
Totally.
Why would we zero in on him when he actually doesn't even play a role necessarily, like directly at least, when it comes to like, he's not a senator, he's not a governor, he's not president, right? Like, so why does it matter so much? I mean, I get that he was like doing deals with Ukraine or some shit, like on, what was it, like on behalf of Joe or whatever? I can't remember.
The whole
all
idea
that.
was that he was going around to these countries, and he was influence peddling. He was getting money, and he was introducing people to his dad, to make decisions that would influence them based on whatever amount of money, the 10% for the big guy stuff. But there's an argument that Trump has done stuff just in a different way, but similar. So I don't disagree completely with his argument about that. The thing for me that the laptop always reflected, that wasn't really the focus of it, that I thought it should have been, was the compromising effect of it. There are, and he referenced this in the article or the interview, is he talked about how these people would surround him and take advantage of him because he was an addict. And that's definitely true. That happens to addicts. If you've known addicts, that happens to them, especially if they have money. People can leech onto them, and they know they can suck them dry. And he described that happening, but he didn't describe what apparently, according to the reports on it, and they seem to be true, they haven't been disputed, but he was taken on like a bender, like a month-long bender in Vegas by some Russians, like these guys from Russia who just had full access to Hunter and could get any type of compromising images or videos of him and information from him. And that was always my thing with it, is like somebody who is so addicted to drugs is going to be the target of compromise by people who might be your adversary. And that was always the problem, not the other stuff. And that didn't come up in the interview. It's like the president's fucked up son. We're going to compromise them as Russians or whoever we are. And I don't.
Yeah, that's actually very dangerous for our country.
I would think so.
Well, and also like just with that story coming out when it did, and how it was purposefully suppressed in the media to ensure that it didn't compromise Joe Biden's presidential campaign, which I think is also really fucked up. Because I mean, like, first of all, the vulnerability that Hunter was experiencing at the level that he was experiencing it, because he's not dealing with, just random cockroach types that live in the homeless shelter down the street, right? Like, he's dealing with like world leaders and shit. Like so again, like that's really dangerous for our country to be that vulnerable. But then on top of that, like our country is also being manipulated. Our voters are being manipulated into like, well, I guess like in a way, like into not knowing that this was this story was even in existence, and things could have gone way differently for our country had we all actually known about the laptop when that story was actually originally released.
They did some polls saying that a pretty big percentage of people wouldn't have voted for Biden if they knew about that story. I had a friend of mine he's a Democrat. He's from New York. I asked him about that. He didn't even know what it was. He also didn't know what the Tubin jerking off in front of his female colleagues. He didn't know what it was. And I was like, he's their chief, you don't know, he's their chief legal analyst. He's like, I've never heard of it. And I told him the story. He was in shock. And I was like, you think I'm making this up? He just looked at me. I'm like, look it up, dude. And he's their chief legal analyst right now, dude. And people just get in these bubbles and they don't hear this shit. And it's like crazy to us because it seems like people would know about it. But I really think that people are so like siloed that they only hear the things that confirm what they already believe. Like I had somebody text me the other day about the Trump stuff. with Epstein and all that. And all the stuff coming out with Trump and Epstein right now, and Trump's in the files. Trump's name has been in the Jeffrey Epstein court documents for 10 years. 8 years ago on WSB Radio, and the show that when I first started doing the podcast, I went through the documents saying Trump is in it this number of times, Clinton is in it this number of times, because I started researching it thinking, oh God, is it a pedophile running versus a pedophile? And Trump comes out looking a lot better, especially I talked to the lawyer of the victims. That's my position of it anyway. I don't know what's there, though. If there's something there, then I want to see it also. But the fact that his name appears in court documents is not a secret. It's like here, I'll show you one of them.
Wasn't there, maybe I'm remembering this incorrectly, but wasn't there also testimony from one of the victims that said that Donald Trump was there, but nothing really happened?
That was testimony, yes, from, I can't remember who it was, but it was one of the guys who, it wasn't a victim, it was somebody who worked for Epstein. And somebody gave me shit about this the other day. I'm like, this isn't me. I'm just giving you fact. I started looking into this case like 9 years ago. And I did for like 2 years. And then, you don't keep looking into it. But every time it comes up, you go back to it. And it was somebody who worked for Epstein, and his deposition that he gave that's in court records. He said that Trump was at Epstein's house and that he was hanging out in the kitchen with the people who worked there, and that he left early. He wasn't with all the other people having dinner. He left early, and he got on the plane with Epstein's brother, because Epstein's brother was like flying to, this was in Florida, I think, or New York, or vice versa, was flying to the other one. I think he was in New York, and he was flying to Florida. So he hopped on the plane with him and went back to Florida because he wanted to get out of there. This was a deposition. This was not me speculating. This was in deposition in court. This is in the Epstein files, as they would call them. And so they're calling for these Epstein files. And don't get me wrong, the way Trump has handled this is terrible. It's absolutely bullshit the way he's handled it. And it makes him seem like there is something there that I or other people have not seen. But this is one example of of many Trump appearances in the Epstein, so the files. Like, you probably can't see that very well. Let me feel a bit bigger. So this is a document from the Virginia Guffey, and her name used to be Virginia Robertson. So when you look her up, you have to use her previous name before she got married, because she's referenced that way in earlier documents. This is from 2015, a defamation case where she sued Ghislaine Maxwell. And you see here in this deposition, this is a deposition of someone named Joanna, Sjoberg.
Sjoberg?
Yeah.
I think it's like Sjoberg.
Where she's from.
Very Scandinavian.
Yes. And she's a model that Maxwell procured, as they say, for Epstein. And part of the deposition, she's asked about people who, like, she saw or massaged her. Marvin Minsky, who was in fact deeply associated with Epstein, took money from him. She said she didn't know. George Lucas is asking if she was ever massaged by these people, or she ever massaged these people. And she said, no, she did not massage George Lucas. Donald Trump, she says, no. Did you massage Donald Trump? They asked again. She said, no. And so this is just one example of Trump appearing in the Epstein files, so to speak. And he's in this document a number more times. He's in almost every, I'm assuming probably every Epstein document, because the lawyers for the defense or the prosecution, either one, are going to ask about all of the people that Epstein was associated with. That's what I would do. So it makes perfect sense that Trump or any of these other celebrities who were associated with Epstein, because Epstein, people say, was intelligence, and I think that's true. Everything points to that, although I think Ghislaine Maxwell was probably the handler. Ghislaine Maxwell, her father, worked for, he was British intelligence, but people believed he was a double agent for Israeli intelligence from Mossad. I mean, there's evidence to suggest that that's true. When he died, even though he was not Israeli, they gave him a special funeral in Israel that was attended by a bunch of Mossad agents. Kind of strange. That's strange. Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm not intelligence at all. and there's not a chance in hell that Israeli agents would attend my funeral.
Yeah,
at all. They wouldn't even know that I died.
Right, so it's weird, like, and he died kind of strangely, fell off a boat, and that was in, I think, the mid '90s that he died, and so she's already hanging out with Epstein then, and I just have a hard time believing that I don't know, it's just weird to me that, like, the picture they say Trump drew, you know what I'm talking about, in the birthday book, that story.
Oh yeah, that weird letter.
The letter
that was written in that whole thing, right?
Yeah, the story is that there was a letter as part of a birthday book that Ghislaine Maxwell went around and was gathering for Epstein's 50th birthday. And like I said, I think Maxwell was the handler, and I think Epstein was the guy that was underneath her. I think she was working for him. And she gets all these, and that's the job of a spy, to get as close to all these powerful people and try and compromise them, you know, as much as they possibly can. And so they're going to have a lot of names associated with it that will come up in questioning. But the story goes that Trump, this was, I think, the Wall Street Journal reported, Trump wrote this letter that was, I can't remember how they described it, but it was sexual in nature. And then he signed it by drawing a picture of a naked woman and then signing his name where her vagina would be, making it look like his name. You know, that's how he did it. You know, he signed his name so it looked like her vagina, her waist and her vagina. I was like, oh wow, he's a very good artist, apparently.
Yeah.
According to this, they didn't show it though.
That letter was written by ChatGPT, by the way. That was not.
So that's the
that
thing.
That was not a Donald Trump letter. We all know the way he speaks. That was not written by him.
Produce the letter. Wall Street Journal produced the letter. What Wall Street Journal did instead is they said that they didn't have the letter, and the only person who could verify the letter was a bookbinder who allegedly binded the book for Maxwell when she made it in 2003 or whenever. He's dead. He died. So there's nobody who can verify this, and according to the Daily Mail, the truth of this, I don't know the truth of any of this, but a source they said they spoke with said that Wall Street Journal hasn't even seen the book because nobody knows where the book is. What they saw was a bad copy, a poorly copied version of what was alleged to be in the book. So all of this is based on secondhand sourcing. Now, there's a story right now saying we might see that book soon. I'm like, okay, maybe show us the book if you're going to do this. But it pisses me off that we have this damning evidence of shit that's based on like third-hand reporting of something nobody's actually seen that gets ran with. But I got messages from people telling me, what about that book that came out? Okay, look into. People want their confirmation bias satisfied. There's also the story about Trump being sued by someone who I can't remember the name she used. But the story is that the lawsuit was that a 13-year-old sued Trump and claimed that both him and Jeffrey Epstein raped her when she was 13 years old. And there was a video of this woman years later, it came out in 2016, describing it. And I covered this story years ago, and I went through the case. And that's why I was so surprised when it was the subject again of the media, because the story, this lawsuit was brought by someone who pretended to be a lawyer but wasn't actually a lawyer, who was actually a Jerry Springer producer.
Oh.
Who had a history of bringing rape allegation lawsuits against people that he hated. A long history of it. And the case was dropped. The actual witness was never produced at the time. And then a weird video comes out that if you watch is like, this is the fakest shit you've ever seen. Now, I'm not saying Trump has ever not done anything wrong. I didn't vote for Trump. I don't vote. I don't vote at all. I assume that they're all corrupted in some way. But
yeah, they're all terrible.
Right. I need to see real evidence, not just bullshit. Who's that barking?
That was Penelope.
I ranted a lot. What are your thoughts on all of this going on? And then we have another person that wants to say hi to you. Waiting in the wings here.
Oh my. Well, I think that all of this is absolutely retarded, to be honest. Like, Why do you have to fabricate information, fabricate stories that are like this outlandish and insane just to try to get at somebody that you don't like? Like it's absolutely fucking absurd. Like you can't sit there and tell me, okay, like Ashley Biden's diary, that was fake. But then this book is real. That's absolutely that's fucking crazy. And I mean, granted, Ashley Biden herself was like, no, that was fake or whatever. But then she also was like, that person stole my diary from me.
I know.
So like, what do you mean that? How? If you're telling me that was fake, then what do you mean that they stole it from you? Because like, what's the truth here? Whereas like that letter, I read that fake letter and was like, this. When have you ever heard Donald Trump speak like this?
And who would be that on the nose? Our pleasant little secrets or whatever. It's just too on the nose.
It's retarded. That's for a birthday wish.
Yeah,
like that's crazy. Like wasn't that supposed to be like a book that was put together of birthday wishes to Jeffrey Epstein? Wasn't that what it was supposed to be?
Yeah.
So who would write something like that in a birthday wish? No.
that incriminating. Something that incriminating.
Yeah.
Hey, happy birthday. How about all those kids we raped? Who would write that shit?
Like, that's just crazy. Like no one would do that. No one would do that. No one, especially people who are that slick with it, that are doing like into like terrible crimes. They don't implicate themselves in writing.
Yeah, no, I think you're right, and I think that from the beginning of this, I've said you're not going to get any. The Epstein files you're going to get are already there. People just don't want to read through hundreds or thousands, actually, pages of documents. And what I said at the top of the show, those are the people you want to talk to. Those are the people still in power who had court-documented ties to Epstein, who took money from Epstein, who are deeply connected with a military-industrial complex and really the brainwashing industrial complex in this country that people should be focusing on when it comes to an inquiry. But they're not going to do that, because there's still at least one of them being funded to do research for the Department of Justice. And not to mention that, like, there's not going to just be... So the MK Ultra files that exist that we know about that were declassified, that's only a small percentage that actually existed because they were erased. They were thrown away. And why would they not get rid of things like that? And I just... the way Trump has handled Trump, in my opinion, should come out and be actually transparent, not bullshit transparent by sending somebody down to talk to Maxwell. She's gonna be truthful. Maxwell's already dodged deposition from a lawyer of the victims of Epstein by saying that she was never gonna be. I can't come be deposed because I'm out of the country. My mom's sick. I'm never coming back in the country. Only to be 2 months later photographed at Chelsea Clinton's wedding. So this is not a woman who is going to be honest, but no. It's just like both sides Trump looking to placate MAGA, and I think he kind of fucked himself by coming out and saying, if you care about the Epstein files, I don't need your support. Fuck you. It's just not. It wasn't the best way to handle that.
No,
I don't know.
Well, then saying that, it was the Democrats that fabricated all this. Like it's the Democrats, it's a hoax created by the Democrats.
It's not.
What are you talking about? So Epstein getting arrested in 2018, that was a hoax. Epstein dying in his prison cell, that was a hoax. Like, what are we talking about? So Ghislaine Maxwell being in prison, she's that's a hoax. She's not in prison. I mean, she probably isn't, to be honest, but.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? None of that was a hoax.
It's
he handled this so terribly.
And it makes me wonder. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Well, with the way that he really propped up the whole, we're going to release the Epstein files on his, in his presidential campaign, and the whole Cash Patel and
cross-eyed
Bongino.
Cash Patel, forehead Bongino.
God. For real. They were hyping everything up, and then to turn around and have them be like, "Oh yeah, no, we saw that video footage. He definitely did it." Yeah, that's why is that why there's a missing minute from the video footage? Yeah. Also, I think the metadata on that video footage is fake anyway. So
sure, yeah.
There's so much like you can actually see jump cuts. It's just sorry.
That was hilarious.
Like, here's 10 hours of
here's
it.
proof, and it's like that's the stupidest proof I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, here's proof. Like this could be from any day of any year, any day of any week of any month of any year. You could have easily doctored this, and like you're going to release 10 hours of it, and you think that people aren't going to actually. They released that thinking like no one's going to watch the full 10 hours. People are going to fucking watch the 10 hours.
You know, there's some people watching the full 10 hours. Dude.
Yeah, and like if you fast forward and just get to one certain spot, like there was one piece that I watched where you could easily see that like the trash can just jumps, and I was like,
it's a magic trash can. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
I watched an interview with this guy who was in that prison. I don't know what his motives are in doing this interview, but he said that camera isn't even showing like the right area where Epstein, where any of that would have happened.
That's not a surprise.
Yeah.
That's not.
He says there's cameras in every cell. He said people cover them up because they're using the bathroom and stuff. They don't want people watching, which, you know, some of these creeps watching are probably, But he said that there's cameras everywhere. There's other cameras that could have caught it. And he's like, it's all bullshit.
Yeah, that's the thing is like, and that's another thing that fucks me up. Like they said that the cameras weren't working that night. So what cameras weren't working that night?
Right.
Yeah, and the prison guards fell asleep. Like what? Yeah. So what are we talking about? Like there's no video footage because the cameras stopped working, or there is video footage and this is the like. Make up your mind, please. Please explain to me what that story was.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? Are you still talking about this guy?
Yeah, because children were raped.
Children?
Why is it Maria Farmer? Came forward in 1996. She spoke with, I believe it was either Vogue or Vanity Fair. I think it was Vanity Fair, but it was one of those magazines. They did a whole interview and everything.
Yep, I saw that.
Yeah. The reporter had like the whole thing written up and everything. She had an article ready, and they scrapped it to cover the asses of the people involved.
And that is like, it's hard. So why wouldn't the intelligence?
Wait a minute! Wasn't someone supposed to come on and say hello? Did they leave?
No, he's still here. I'm going to play this clip, and then we're going to bring him on. If he's still there, yeah, he's going to come say hello. We're going to play this. So South Park went after Trump. I haven't seen the full episode. I haven't seen this clip actually, but I know that they went after him for what we're talking about. Let's see have you seen this?
No.
Let's see what South Park had to say.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. President, sir, the Prime Minister of Canada is here to see you.
Mr. President, why are you placing these new tariffs on Canada? What are you, some kind of dictator from the Middle East?
A dictator from the Middle East? Hey, relax, guy. I'm just your average Joe. Take a rest.
The people of Canada will not be devalued like this.
Hey, come on. You don't want me to bomb you like I did Iraq.
I thought you just bombed Iran.
Iraq, what the hell's the difference? Relax, guy. Hey, what the fuck is this, better?
This is the painting you asked for, sir.
Why is my dick so small?
But that's the size it is in the photo.
Get this guy out of here. I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna sue both of you.
Look at that picture. Is that picture on the left there where he's got the millet? That's hilarious.
This is so good.
Nobody makes fun of me and gets away with it. Hey, Satan.
I don't want to right now.
What? Hey, relax. Come on, Satan. I've been working hard all day.
You haven't been working. You've been doing your stupid memes and just fucking around.
Give me again. Come on, Satan. You know you can't resist this.
I can't even see anything. It's so small.
Hey, I'll fucking sue you.
God, fuck you!
Come on, Satan. Don't be like that.
So that was part of their take. And, here to respond, President Trump, thank you for joining us during this trying time. Are you there? I know you see your mic. There you are, Mr.
Brad,
President.
you know,
Thank you.
I'm pretty insulted right now. Aside from the fact of you having a much more beautiful co-host than Ian, I must say. But I'm pretty
Thank you.
insulted. You're welcome. You're welcome, Courtney. You're a very lovely lady. I'm very excited to be meeting you today.
Thank you. I'm excited to meet you, Mr. President.
And you know, Brad, you leave me on hold for what seemed to be 20, 25 minutes.
I
this time.
apologize.
I think
It was a
brand
long
new
time.
house. And all you do is insult me. You do a terrible impersonation, and then you do an even worse impersonation by South Park, who I liked it a lot more when it was that Mr. Garrison. You know, that was funny.
Yeah, he was
I
gay.
can't
Though.
take a joke. That was funny. They're just doing their old jokes. They're just rewashing themselves. All they did was
Wait.
make me.
You
what
said they
did-
haven't been
I'm
relevant in
sorry,
20
Brad,
years.
I'm sorry. I'm
Oh,
speaking right
Sorry,
now.
Mr. President. Go ahead.
Thank you. So, 20 years ago or so, when they did their movie, and I believe they may have won an Oscar for it, or they were nominated for one, but they did that with Saddam Hussein, and it was very funny, 20 years ago. Yes, but now they're doing it with me, just rehashing old jokes. They're like Saturday Night Live.
Oh
Right.
no.
Yeah, that's a big insult.
I mean, I have to say, I had a lot of nostalgia for that. Like, as soon as I realized that was the Saddam Hussein bit, it took me
loved
right
it.
back to
Yeah.
middle school. Like,
Right.
I had almost all of that movie, bigger, longer, and uncut. I had almost the whole thing memorized when I was a teenager.
Yeah, and what would Brian Boitano do if he were here right now?
He'd make a planning to follow through. That's what Brian Boitano would do.
Mr. President,
I know I'm well versed, Brad.
Yeah. So are you saddened? I know you're very culturally versed in a lot. I'm surprised you have time to watch all of these things. But are you saddened that a show that you used to really enjoy has?
I mean, prolific even. They were very prolific, and now they're just washed up.
I don't know that they are. They just got like $1 billion contract.
Well, last season they only did 6 episodes when they could have been doing, at least 12, and before that they did 24. Television's getting very lazy. They can't compete.
True.
They can't keep up. The entertainment business isn't doing that well. They're going out to Europe. A lot of the unions and things like that are stacking up against you actors.
You actors.
True.
Like you're an actor.
Hey, Mr. President, do you think CBS should hire me to replace Stephen Colbert?
Oh, I would absolutely watch that. I'd watch it every single night.
Mr. President. Oh, yeah, I think that would be a good replacement.
Do you have an opening monologue?
No, I haven't prepared anything yet. I was so excited. Okay. I should probably come up with something though. Yeah. I don't even know what to do.
Would she need to support?
I need to hire 20 writers first.
Yeah, 100 writers, Colbert, and they all have to be women. If you're Colbert, you have to hire.
Yeah,
only
you got to
women.
apologize a whole lot and almost come to tears.
Would she be allowed to
That sounds pretty
criticize
good.
you, Mr. President, if she took that position?
I don't think such a beautiful woman could criticize me too much.
Mr. President.
I'm an advocate for the women, Brad.
Yeah, right. You're gonna hashtag me too right here on on a live stream.
How am I going to get me too for complimenting? Are you offended by this, Courtney?
No, not yet.
See, Brad? I'm glad
right.
to see that you're wearing a full shirt for once. You don't look like a redneck inside of a trailer park.
Well, I am a redneck. I'm not in a trailer park, but I'm a little bit of a redneck. So he criticizes me often because of my wardrobe, Courtney. He thinks I should wear suits.
Did you wear a crop top?
Yeah,
You wear crop top.
I wear crop tops often. Whenever I see the president, I like to have a crop top on.
Well, he said you're wearing a full shirt. My first thought was like,
I'm just trying to get the president's attention. I figure he likes a guy with a crop top on. Mr. President, we have somebody in the chats here who seems to really find you guilty. He's unleashed, or she, a stream. This is Depeche Mood. There's a little play on words there. Who says here, in the name of Donald Trump, Where did that one go? Todd Blanche, Trump's lawyer, I think he was a lawyer, met with Ghislaine before Congress could inquire her. I wonder what type of agreement they will try to do. Are you going to give Ghislaine Maxwell a pardon? There's that cute doggy. Go ahead, Mr. President.
I'm
He's
sorry.
very naughty.
I thought there was a fox in the background. I got the only fox is Courtney.
Mr. President, Mr. President, you're a married man.
Hey, doesn't mean you can't compliment.
Hey, you give me a shot at Melania?
Absolutely not, Brad.
Come on, Mr. President.
Debbie, she is stunning.
She's fire.
She is. Thank you very much.
Well, you didn't do it.
I mean, I married it, though. If you like it.
Yeah.
You married it?
Mr. President, that's your wife.
You're a pig, Mr. President.
Wow.
So,
I see you're both cats got your tongue. Very cute.
well, Depeche Mode has a lot of questions here about your
Yeah, are you going to give Maxwell a pardon?
All of this stuff is matters of national security.
Oh, so it's classified. Why aren't you releasing what they call the Epstein files, Mr. President?
Well, I don't know what to tell you, Brad. There's a lot going on. We got a lot of moving pieces. Would I just go around telling everybody all the plans immediately as they're going on, or would I try to stop a satanic child fucking ring?
Oh, so this is trust the plan.
I would trust the plan.
That's what you're suggesting?
I'm just saying there's a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah. Well.
And we should focus instead on Barack Obama and the Russiagate conspiracy that everybody has known about for years now.
Well, everyone's known about it, huh?
Is that a cat or a dog behind you, Courtney?
That's a cat, or that's not a cat. That's a dog.
I thought that was part of your green screen.
No, this is Penelope.
Hey, Penelope. Oh, my God.
Penelope, yeah, she's the mouthy one.
Yes. Kind of like you, Mr. President, the mouthy one.
Brad, you got a smart mouth on you tonight.
Yeah. You going to censor me like you did Colbert?
Oh, come on. I'm going to start my own late night show soon.
You should start your own late night show.
Maybe you should replace Colbert.
I'd love to. I'm thinking about it. We're starting a new movement, Malafa, Make America Laugh Again. It's part of the Maha movement.
It's part of the Maha for health.
Because, there's the healing power of laughter.
Right. Oh, go ahead, Courtney.
Wait, did he call it Malafa?
Yeah, Malafa. It's Make America
Wouldn't it just be Mala?
Yeah, it'd be Mala.
Like, why is
Mala's would be a...
Dude, why are you saying laugh?
It's
like,
too many,
wouldn't it just be Mala? I like Malafa though.
I like the sound of Malafa. It sounds funny.
It's pretty good.
What about Robert RFK Jr.? Where's he been? Have you kept him in hiding, or did you kill him? Or
no, we didn't kill RFK. He's too sweet.
I've heard he wants to put autists on trains.
He wants to get rid of them. He wants to get rid of he wants to kill the next Elon Musk before he's born.
He was a little jealous of Elon.
Are we going to have an Auschwitz for autists?
That would be.
I mean,
that sounds like a charity event.
Yeah.
I don't know if that sounds like a charity event, unless you're paying in gas chambers.
Well, Elon has said you are on the list. He's come at you. Is that perhaps a reason?
The spectrum?
No, he's on the spectrum. Definitely, he claims to be on the spectrum. But
he's on the spectrum?
I think what I used to know as autism is very different than what people claim autism to be nowadays.
No, he's very autistic.
Right.
Yes.
He calls you a pedophile. You say he's very autistic. There's an imbalance.
I mean, come on. He's just upset. He'll never be president. He'll never be able to be president ever, and I'm president. He's jealous.
Dude, I'm never going to be president. I don't call people who might have a chance to be out and just call them pedophiles.
What would you call Hunter?
I'll call Hunter a drug-addicted, abused child in an adult form.
And
Crackhead.
Bicycle banger.
Okay.
We don't know for sure if he's a pedophile
I
or
don't know
not.
if he's a pedo. He's taking some uncomfortable
I
pictures.
mean, we don't know if a lot of people are pedos right now, and we're gonna get to the bottom of it. Just hold your horses. Investigations take a long time.
Mr. President, how are you going to win back the MAGA base?
I've already got the base.
But you said you don't. You told them if they want the Epstein files that you don't want their support.
You're only talking about like 20% of the QAnoners. I had a long talk with Ian about this.
What? Oh, what about the guy who is the MAGA? What do they call him? The shaman who stormed the Capitol. They
the
say,
Q shaman.
The Q shaman. He has turned against you, Mr. President.
Oh, yeah. He does a lot of mushrooms, and every time he's spracked out, he gets to Twitter and he talks mad shit about
He's
you.
Mad, dude.
You know, maybe he should settle down on the shrooming a little bit. It might rewire his brain cells too much.
He really should. No, he especially he should lay off of Twitter when he's doing the shrooms. That's for sure.
It's the only time he tweets.
You can't trust someone who's tripped out on mushrooms and while they're mushroomed out talking to you. You know, they're probably in some different dimension than we're even in right now.
You know what's really crazy is that he said Donald Trump turned his back on me, but the craziest thing was that he was treated so poorly by the feds, right? Like he was in prison.
How did I turn my back on him?
And that's exactly what I was thinking, is that like the whole time during the Biden administration, he was stuck in prison for how long? He was forced to plead. He was forced to plead guilty in a case that he was not guilty in. He went through hell. They took his hat. They never gave it back. They took his phone. They didn't give it back.
Fucking hat.
The hat. He had to buy a new one. They took his fucking hat. And you, Mr. President, you pardoned him, and he's still saying, after all of that, after all the abuse that he endured under the Biden administration, and you came around and you pardoned him, he still say that you turned your back on him.
What does he want, a cabinet position?
Would that be out of the question?
I'm not giving him a cabinet position.
Why not? Too many shrooms?
One.
Pam Bondi's not hyped up on shrooms all the time.
She's hyped up on bullshit.
She was a terrible choice.
She's awful.
Well, maybe we'll think about it, but right now we like her.
Well, you should reach out to him. I would love to see the QAnon shaman in
As
Pam Bondi's
Attorney General.
position. Yeah.
Yeah, you should reach out to him.
Can you
I
imagine
did a stream with him. He was not on shrooms that time.
Brad, you should interview him.
So you did a stream with him, Courtney.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he
it
was
was
nice.
like September last year.
He seems like a nice guy, actually.
He was really cool. I think he said he has a Rumble channel. He also has a book out.
What's it called? Do you know?
I can find it. I can find it. He but yeah, no, he was actually really cool. It's just that, like, you know, ever since then he
seems what's it called? Disillusioned.
Yeah.
That dog looks like a cartoon character.
It's a cat, Mr. President.
No, she's a dog. I accidentally said cat because I'm retarded. But it's a dog.
Oh, and you're all welcome to be able to say retarded again.
We know, Mr. President.
Thank
just
you.
looking over that for Epstein.
Right,
You're
right.
Retard again.
You seem to be. You campaigned on the
Look at
Epstein
that.
stuff,
That dog's
Mr.
just
President.
floating in the air.
You campaigned on it, and your people want it, and you're telling them to go fold up and plow themselves in the mouth.
Brad, that dog is floating in the air.
Is it freaking you out?
It's an anti-gravity dog.
Here. Look here. Maybe maybe this will make you feel a little more comfortable. Let's see. Now she's in the middle of the road.
Yeah, in the South Park world. Mr. President, Hey, is it true though what South Park said about your penis? Let me just be blunt.
Is that Hitler?
Yeah. Yeah, that was Hitler. How'd you know?
I mean,
It's,
it looked like
You
Hitler.
can spot a Hitler from anywhere, right, Mr. President?
He's petting the dog.
Hitler loved dogs. He loved them.
I know. So
I
I'm
love
basically
dogs.
Hitler.
Yeah, I love dogs too.
You're basically Hitler.
I'm basically Hitler. It blends in. Your dog blends in with. It looks like Hitler's petting your dog, actually, from behind.
He is. He loves her.
So.
Okay. What were you?
So-
oh, that's much better.
Look, I got another clip from South Park. Let's see.
Yeah, what were your thoughts on the South Park's mention of your penis?
I mean, come on. You think that beautiful wife of mine would have stayed with me that long if I had a micro penis?
That's a
You
great
got
question.
A lot of money. You got a lot of money.
It's not all about money, Brad.
Give me a shot at Melania.
No, Brad, I don't think you'd be able to satisfy her.
Let me see. Let me. Maybe not, but let me give it a shot.
You want to go ahead with this other clip? And
What
get me
about
all
What
riled
about
up
when you're
tonight?
gone, Mr. President?
You know I don't do well with jokes, Brad.
All right, here's another one.
Another South Park. Okay.
The South Park.
There we go.
What is
It
that?
does look a lot like this.
Look at the background in the pool. Who is this? Who's that? That's a Trump float. This somebody's
I mean, one thing they got right is all women that are Republicans are hot, unlike
That's
Democrats.
true. There's
The more
I would
liberal
say
you
that's
are, the uglier you are.
true. I love the cross
Look at
balloon.
Rosie. Look at Rosie. You know,
Oh, man,
she played a retard in a movie. You should play those clips.
I don't know. I don't have those clips.
All you gotta do is look up Rosie O'Donnell retard. They're all over the place.
I love the what are these things called on the right here? They have it.
That's a wacky waving inflatable. Wacky waving. Something
Inflatable arms guy.
inflatable tube. Arm flailing tube man. That's what it is. Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man.
Yeah.
Tube man.
Mr. President, a lot of your supporters are starting to turn against you. Hey, tell them to take a rest. Sir, can you please talk to them? They're really riled up. All right, give me that. Hey, relax, guy.
Yeah, hi. What do you think you're doing? Our children are being told that they have to sit with Jesus at lunchtime?
Listen, buddy, you just need to relax.
What is that picture?
Oh my God!
That
Why?
is really all right. They are really going after you, Mr. President. They have you having sex with a sheep and a penis
Buddy, you just
cross.
need to relax. All this
Wait, is that an
protesting-
airplane or a cross?
It was a
I thought it was an
cross.
airplane. That's a cross.
I think
That's not an
so.
airplane.
It could be either an airplane's crashing into your penis.
Oh, wait. Yeah, the airplane's crashing, which was not my fault.
Nobody's
Whose
blaming
fault
you
was
for
that?
that.
It's the FAA's fault.
Yeah, because they have
Oh.
those DEI blind people as the air
That's
traffic
right.
controllers.
You know, Biden had all those little people and blind people and transsexuals working.
What do you think about this photo over his left shoulder here?
I don't like it.
You like it?
I said I don't like
Oh,
it.
you
Brad.
don't like it? Yeah, it seems
He
a
doesn't
bit
like it.
You
defamatory.
just need to relax. All this protesting makes me look bad. Just take a rest.
Well, no, we're not going to give it a rest. All the people here in South Park want some goddamn answers.
All right, then I'm gonna sue your whole town. You got that?
So yeah, I'm gonna watch the episode later. I haven't seen the full episode, but
I didn't even know they had full episodes coming out.
I didn't either until recently.
After they did a season of 6 episodes, I thought they were just giving up on their fans.
They're doing 10 episodes a year for the next 5 years as part of the deal.
And they got like a what $1.5 billion for
$1.5
that?
billion,
That's
yeah.
fucking crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah. Colbert, meanwhile, Colbert says he's only out because even though he's losing 30 a million a year or something like that for the network.
That's all they were paying him is just 30 million.
No. There was the numbers were that he's just because Colbert sucks and he was only there because he was political propaganda, but they're now claiming that he's only being kicked out because of you, because he's being canceled, even though he has another year. Nobody gets canceled and gets another year, but that's the narrative about Colbert.
Yeah, little does Stephen Colbert know his contract ends next year. And, so his people were negotiating with the CBS's people, and then they decided that they weren't going to go on with another contract, and somehow Stephen Colbert doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Either way, when a show's finished, I worked in show business for a very long time.
We know you still
At the end of the show, it's still canceled. It's canceled when it's over.
Yep.
Yeah, and they could have negotiated another contract, but like they decided not to because he wanted more money, and the network was like, "No, we can't do that because you're losing too much money, and so we can't give you more money."
Wait. So I didn't know that. So you're saying that it wasn't that they said we're niching your show; it's that the contract negotiations were coming up because his term was running out, and the network didn't want to pay him what he wanted.
Yeah, pretty much. Like he wanted a raise, or at least wanted the same amount of money.
Yeah,
he at least wanted the same amount of money that he was getting, and they couldn't afford it anymore because he was losing so much money. He was losing $40 million a year.
Yep,
and they were paying him specifically $15 million a year. How are they supposed to be able to give him $15 million or more if he's losing $40 million? That's not
crazy.
Possible.
Yeah,
so they couldn't renegotiate a contract.
Yeah. That's
but
interesting.
It's up next year. He already did his 7-year contract. That's like I guess the bare minimum when it comes to like talk shows is a 7-year contract. That's like Trevor Noah, like his 7-year contract was up and they decided not to continue.
Yeah.
Same thing here. He did a 7-year contract. They extended it for 3 years, which is pretty common. It's usually 3 or 4. And so 2026, spring of 2026 is when that contract ends. And they decided they couldn't agree on a contract because, again, like Stephen Colbert believes that he's worth more money than he is. But again, like he was losing $40 million. Like his viewership was like an all-time low. It was like, I think 10% of what that show normally would get.
Mostly hate watches. Mostly people getting clips from how retarded he is.
Yeah. And like we're supposed to believe that Donald Trump is who got him.
That I didn't know. That I didn't know. So the real story is his contract was up and he was demanding more money than he was worth, and it got turned into this is what's going to happen with an authoritarian who doesn't allow free speech. Is the beloved late night host is getting canceled? What a crock of shit.
Did you notice how also, I don't know if you saw this, but did you notice that when he made the announcement that he got canceled and whatever, the very next day, all of his little buddies in late night suddenly got the day off and they all got to hang out in the audience.
Up. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. It was so gay. It was so fucking gay.
Like you're going to tell me that somebody who's working just as much as any other late night TV show host suddenly just, oh my God, he got fired. This show got canceled. We had all of us. Let's all coordinate together. We all have to just not do our own show. No, it was planned. It was planned.
Yeah, because he knew. Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. What a crock. So everybody likes to be canceled because being canceled is how you is how a lot of people they actually garner their following by being canceled, and Colbert seems to be attempting to do the same thing because his following was manufactured because he pushed vaccine propaganda, dancing vaccines come on his show. He used to be funny back in the day. He's never funny at all.
The Colbert Report was hilarious, really.
Yeah.
That shit was funny.
Well, I've got a free world to go run. So
okay.
I'm going to take off. Courtney, it was very nice meeting you.
It was nice to meet you, Mr. President.
Mr. President, what are you going to do specifically right now?
Run the world.
The country, you're not running the world.
Yeah, the country. We run the world, Brad. Epstein didn't kill himself.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well,
Bye.
thank you, Mr. President, for coming on the show. I know it could get got a bit volatile, but we do appreciate him coming on the show, and he's always welcome. What do you think of everything going on with him, and what do you think of his what he had to say, Courtney?
Well, it was nice to see him. That was very lovely.
Yeah, it was nice.
I mean, the thing is that as much as I'm kind of like, okay, well, I am a little bit disappointed in some of the things that are going on here. I do have to remember that every president in history made big promises and then fell short.
Of course.
So I do have to take into consideration how disappointing is it really when you think about it. I personally, he was the only good choice. Sorry, but who else was I supposed to vote for? Chase Oliver. He went fifth. He landed fifth in a 4-person race. People, did you know that? Yeah. RFK Jr. Dropped out, and more people voted for the guy that dropped out than they did Chase Oliver. Hello.
Yeah. I know Chase. Chase is from Georgia, and I moderated the presidential primary debate in Georgia, and Chase was in it. And the guys from the Libertarian Party who I know, and I love those guys. Some of them have been on the show. When they asked me to moderate it, I was like, can I bring my friend who's a Trump impersonator and have him interrupt it? And they said, yeah. And so the night before, we were there, and it was Josh who was just playing Trump, and we were there.
Come on, that was really him.
I know. Yeah, we're hanging out, we're meeting everybody, and then Chase came over and introduced himself to me because they knew I was moderating, and it was just very clear that he was a theater kid. I've done a lot of improv and stand up, and I could spot a theater kid from a mile away. And Jace was doing all these like impersonations of Trump, and he was telling us what he would do if he ever got to debate Trump, and he was very dramatic about it. He had no idea that the guy sitting next to me was going to play Trump tomorrow and interrupt the debate. And,
oh no!
And so after he left, I was like, I know what we're going to do now. And so we did the debate, and at the end of it, I was like, I have one more question. It's a bonus question, and it's for Chase. Chase, you told me last night what you would do if you won the primary and you got to face Trump on the debate stage nationally. Tell everybody here how you would handle Trump if you got to debate him face to face. He started going into the same shit he went into the night before, and then in the back of the room, right when he started, came my friend Josh dressed as Trump with it. We had a camera following him, and he started going, "Say it to my face," and we had a big interaction with him, and everybody. It was great. It went really well, but it was funny. But yeah, Chase is he's a nice guy, but not a great presidential candidate, I would say.
Well, I like how he was just like a fake libertarian the whole time. Like he claimed libertarian, but
he's a progressive.
Yeah, I was gonna say like he was very not very libertarian.
That's the thing about the Libertarian Party is on one side of it is you have just progressives that like guns, that want guns, and then on the other side you just have Republicans that don't want to say they're Republicans, and it's a very easily co-opted party, unfortunately, because there's a lot of good people in it. I went to the national convention last year, and I was covering it, and I saw like 4 secret meetings happen between candidates while they were trying to elect their candidate, and so one guy who was like in third, because they do this thing where they vote for, I can't remember what it's called. I don't know if it's choice rank choice voting or what, but you had to have 50% or something to win. And so when someone realized they weren't going to get there, they would go and try and make a deal with somebody higher up on the rankings after the first vote. So it was like 4 or 5 votes, and it took long into the night. And I kept seeing there was two guys. It was Chase, and it was a guy named Mike Tremont. And everybody thought this guy named Rechtenroll was going to win. And I see Chase and Mike Tremont having this secret meeting behind like a a pole holding, in the middle of the room. And I'm going, why don't you find somewhere more secret like these other guys did that I saw in the other room having a secret meeting? And so I walked over to him. I kind of like creeped up on him, and I went, secret meeting to see where the votes go? And they got pissed as fuck at me and stormed off. It was hilarious. But he ended up winning, and yeah, it didn't go well. Of course, I don't think the libertarians, the people who run for stuff in the Libertarian Party for the most part, like the presidential candidates especially, Clint would be one, do so to promote their podcast. And when I realized that, I was like, why didn't I run as libertarian to promote my podcast? Because that's all these motherfuckers are doing.
Now's your chance.
It's really interesting to see how it plays out, but it's also kind of like eye-opening to see that, like, oh, it's all bullshit. It's just all bullshit.
Yeah,
100%. That's why like Jessica Forrest Mommy, when she ran for office in her town in Colorado, like, she'd never done anything before, and she just was who she was, and she got like 40% of the vote against somebody who was like a 12-year incumbent, and she didn't try to be bullshit. And
right.
I think that she's a good model for somebody who ever wants to do that. I don't know how much time you have, Courtney. I was going to go through... I was going to do like a smoking gun article. I like to do those. If you want to stick around.
Let me go pee really quick, and then we'll... I know.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta pee. So I'll go pee really quick, and then we can do that.
And we'll do it.
BRB.
All right. So what I might also do after that is... Lounge singer says staff of 200 absolutely needed to write Trump is bad monologue and have a guy dancing. Yeah, no, Colbert was terrible. It was terrible. He used to be funny. He's not a stand-up. There's a big difference in improv and stand-up. There's not. So everybody is funny in certain situations. And I did improv and stand up for a long time. I still do stand up. Still doing both from time to time. And improvisers, people who are fully committed to improvisers, are different than people who are fully committed to stand ups. There's a different mentality there. And there's, I would say, a little bit, criticize something that I did for a long time, a little bit of a more gayer mentality with most improvisers. Stephen Colbert was a very good improviser, very bad stand-up. And the job that he accepted is a job that historically was done by someone who was very good at stand-up. Letterman, Carson, those guys did those guys, when they came up to get to where they were doing 300 shows a year, going to open mics every night. They were developing their craft of stand-up comedy, which led to them being good comics and being selected as late night hosts. Stephen Colbert never did that. Stephen Colbert was an improviser who was a very good improviser who did bits and played characters. But his reliance on characters is what got him to where he was. That was never the case. Carson and Letterman were good writers and great stand-ups. Colbert was a great character improviser who was put in a position that normally is given to stand-ups, and he sucks at it.
Yeah.
And that's
well,
like...
it's insane. Like 200 writers, and like they couldn't find one good one.
It's crazy. Well,
that's why I'm saying they need to replace him with me, because we would only hire like 4 people to be writers. It would be way better.
Just imagine a writer's room of 200 people. Everybody's complaining, my ideas didn't get put in tonight. And it's all women. He put out, this is an article, and I think it's like Slate or something from like 2017, where it was, it was a pro-Colbert article, which is strange when you read it. But it was about how Colbert said, I don't want any more white men as writers. And so from there on, it was just women. It just, which there's, look, people say
that's absolutely insane. First of all, if you're going to have, especially if you have that many people, but if you're going to have a group of people as your writers, maybe instead of having just one demographic, maybe mix it up a little bit. Now, don't go full diversity as our fucking strength or whatever, but like, do you need 200 women in one room together? No,
that's already a little too much for anybody.
That's fucking crazy.
But
I would kill myself.
Guy. He's a fuck. Yeah, right. Well, they had 3 writers kill themselves tonight. Wow, it's okay as long as they were. Well, we just bring a few more women in. Right.
Maybe is that was the plan? Yeah, if we just keep getting more women, they'll all just keep killing themselves, and then that's how we.
I could never write comedy for a woman. It would be hard because I don't understand that perspective, and that's why when I thought it was just very obvious when he did his monologues. I was like, that's very obviously written by women being delivered by a man. It was very effeminate always. It is very.
That explains why his show was so bad.
Yeah, it's terrible.
That vaccine bullshit.
Dude,
the dancing with syringes that was absolute garbage.
That was
some of the
crazy.
Crappiest work I've ever seen in my life.
And,
like it's one thing that he was required to discuss the vaccine, but hire good writers that can push it properly. Because my first thought was like, if I was promoting anything, if I called up Stephen Colbert or whoever, right, and said, I am trying to push this on the entire American
yeah, we really want to force it
population. Yeah. And I need you to talk about it on your show every night for God knows how long. Will you please do that?
Time.
And then I turn on my TV and I see that bullshit. I would be like, okay, I'm suing you for making my product look absolutely terrible.
That's a good point. Yeah. I wonder if there was anybody who saw that and said, you know what, I wasn't going to get vaccinated, but now that I've seen these dancing vaccines, it looks so much fun.
All I needed was to hear tequila, and then I thought, God.
Right. Yeah, I think it was designed not to convert people, but to cause people who were already converted to be more willing to shame those who weren't. I think, and what's interesting about that is one of the guys I mentioned at the top of the show, Martin Nowick, who is listed in an Epstein file as someone who took money from Epstein, and Epstein called his favorite scientist, who continued to take money from Epstein after he was arrested the first time and did so until 2018 at Harvard University. Secretly. He would secretly take money, and he would secretly let Epstein come hang out with co-eds at the university until he got caught, and then his program got eliminated. He actually studied how to get people to cooperate in situations like the vaccine by giving rewards, a bunch of different strategies they did research on, funded by Epstein. And part of those strategies consisted, he gave recommendations during the COVID period. He was one of the guys who recommended shaming people and taking things away from them, not letting them do things because they weren't vaccinated. He was one of the guys responsible for that shit. Somebody funded by Epstein, which is crazy. And people don't know this. Like, those court documents are out there, but they have so much attention on release. The documents are fucking out there.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's wild. So.
Wow. So part of the manipulation was dancing with syringes.
I don't know that he suggested that specifically. It
was part of the manipulation to offer people a free donut or free crinkle cut fries.
It was. He studied strategies like that to gain cooperation with a combination of you offer them these rewards, and then he had like 4 types of reciprocity that he studied, and then he was asked to give his recommendation during COVID, and that type of donut or bang this hooker if you're in Finland, fuck this hooker.
Wait, Finland was offering hookers?
I think it was Finland. There was definitely a country, which I think was Finland, that was like, you can fuck this hooker if you just get the jab, and that's going to get a lot of people right there.
Or maybe it was the Netherlands. That's because in Amsterdam, the red light district.
Wherever it's legal is where that was going on, because that's better than a burger, you know?
Yeah.
Who
Well,
wants,
and
who
what's
wants
so
to fuck a
sad-
burger? It's just like,
Well, I mean, we have a whole movie dedicated to, a guy fucking a pie. So
that's true. Which got 2 sequels at least, maybe more
Yeah.
than that.
So, I mean,
Right,
there are people out there that wouldn't mind fucking their food, but it's just so sad because some of the things they were offering are like back then, back in 2020, 2021, when the vaccine was brand new, a donut was like $1.29. A thing of fries was like $2.50 at most.
Right.
They're way more expensive now, Biden.
Right.
But back then, they were so cheap. And like if you just had a job or were getting your unemployment from the COVID reward system or whatever, you could easily buy your own fucking donut or fries. And plus, it was crinkle cut
Who's
fries.
so desperate for a donut?
I know.
I need a fucking Krispy Kreme. Fuck it. I'll get the jab.
Like, you don't have $3. Like, if you wanted $3, I'll just give you that. Like, I'll buy you a whole 12-pack of donuts if you just don't get it.
And that was that effort wasn't organized enough as the other one, which you would see propagated through all of the media. And it's crazy. Like Jake Tapper was one of the main people propagating, just trust the doctors and the scientists, don't question it. And then you fast forward to it was August of last year. I went through this entire interview. His daughter had gotten, I can't remember what she had, but she ended up in the hospital. And he had his daughter on to promote her book to make money for her. But she was telling her experience of trying to ask questions to tell the doctors what she thought was going on, and they didn't listen to her. And the whole segment was about sometimes the doctors don't know what's going on, and you need to question them, as my daughter says in the book. And then he brings on Sanjay Gupta. Yeah, sometimes doctors get it wrong, and you need to question them. And I go, motherfucker, you spent years telling people to shut the fuck up who question their doctors, and now you're pimping your daughter's book. It shouldn't surprise me. It still pisses me off. But
Sanjay Gupta, the guy that was attacking Joe Rogan for quote unquote taking horse medicine.
Yep, that's the guy. He does like shit at Grady Hospital here in Atlanta. Josh thinks that he captures them and takes them to the top 4 and does brain experiments on them. We haven't confirmed that. But the hypocrisy, they don't care. They don't give a fucking shit. They just lie. They know that people will forget because they pump so much fucking information in their head and they move on to the next thing. It's wild. What do you think about Pedro Pascal, by the way? I meant to ask you that.
He's a pervert.
He's so creepy. What is that?
I didn't even know who the fuck he was until he was tweeting about how sad he was that Joseph Rosenbaum died. And then I was like, oh, he supports PDF files. Okay. Don't like him at all. So already I had a bad taste in my mouth with that guy. And then now I was watching the videos of him like groping his female cast members. It like freaks me out so much. Like I actually almost started crying with anxiety just like watching it. It was like, that would send me I would freak the fuck out if I had a coworker treating me like that.
You know why he does it? Because of anxiety. So that's the whole story. Is he has such anxiety that these that's why they rub his shoulder and they're trying to ease his anxiety.
Did we know? There's 2 things that he could actually easily do instead of manipulating his female co-stars into molesting him. One, stop drinking 6 shots of coffee every morning, because that was one big. Oh, I have like 6 shots of espresso every morning. That gives you anxiety, you dumb fuck.
Yeah,
Secondly, go to the fucking doctor and get some therapy to get the cognitive behavioral therapy where you can like figure out like things to do to like regulate your emotions. Secondly, get some Xanax.
Yeah, it's funny. I saw somebody tweeting earlier that was like, he never seems to have anxiety around. I don't know her name, but his
Bella
co-star.
Ramsey.
Yeah, that girl. Well, I don't know. The one that's in The Last of Us, the one everybody kind of, is that her, Bella Ramsey?
Yeah, Bella Ramsey.
He never is rubbing up on her.
Yeah. Camelot 331 tweeted that out, and I responded and was like, furthermore, I'd like to know why he never gets anxiety around men.
That's a great point. Yeah, he's never groping. He's just such a creepy dude. And he is, I think I commented in the chats of one of your shows, he was in Gladiator, and they had to keep cutting scenes because him and somebody else in the movie, another guy, who were like fighting each other, would just improvise makeout scene. They would just start making out in the middle of scenes.
Oh, I remember this now. That was like a long time ago when you were talking about that.
I mean, it's just crazy. Like, they would just start making out, and there's like a cut. You guys are killing each other. Action. God damn it, cut. You guys are killing each other. Stop. They just keep making out. Denzel Washington apparently did the same thing. And then after the movie was filmed, they went on their PR tour, and like Denzel said something like, I don't think the director of this movie was ready for a homosexual scene. It's not in the fucking script, dude.
Yeah, that's why. It's just not in the script. That's why they're not ready for it.
It's just like, I just can't imagine. Like that seems like something to me that it was like, do this thing so we can create this story about it. But because who does that? You're literally opposing characters fighting with each other, and you decide, well, we just felt it in the moment that we should start making out. You would get fired, at least back in the day, from a movie set if I did. I've been in a couple of things, and if I just started randomly making out with people, I would have gotten kicked off set.
Yeah. That'll do it.
Sorry, I'm anxious.
Like the only time that improvising in any way, shape, or form is appropriate is on a like more of a comedy type set where you're improvising lines that like other seasoned veterans can like bounce off of you. Parks and Rec was very well known for that. Most of the characters would end up improvising, but they also had been working with each other for years and years and could easily play off of each other and created really great scenes. You can't fucking do that in a movie.
and if you do it, it should be within the context of what's happening in the scene, not completely violent. Sorry, I just thought maybe these two guys would fuck before they killed each other. It's just
like, how are they going to kill each other? Like
by fucking,
no
they're going to fuck each other to death. Yes, no lube. They're going to raw dog each other to death.
Yeah, he's gonna rape him to death.
Gonna bleed out, the plan. And the Coliseum will cheer. They will cheer, rape someone else to death, and the Gladiator tomb. People will be like, "Why did you ruin this movie, Gladiator?"
Yeah, well, it's like that's another thing. That something like that completely derails the entire story. It's not like
it's just so fucking.
Oh, I came up with this idea for a different way to kill him, or no, like it.
Yeah, face fuck him to death. How about that? Like, no, no, it's not what they want to see. It's not what they came to see.
After something like that, I can't believe that he would still get work. Like, I can't believe it didn't go around town. You know, everyone just found out, like, oh, by the way, he will make production take forever because he won't stop making out with his male co-stars.
But he's so popular now, I guess, that in these movies they're filmed a couple years in advance, so maybe it will affect him moving forward. But yeah, I would think that like somebody who's like, hey, what if instead of stabbing each other to death, I sucked him off to death? What if we did that in the scene? I sucked the life out of his dick and he dies. They're like, no, this is the Gladiator. Let's stick with the real swords, Pedro. It's just
not your
so
peen
strange.
sword.
Yeah, not that. Not your mouth hole.
He's creepy. There's nothing about him that I like. There's that weird clip of him. What was he holding? That like light stick thing, and he started like
just do it. Yeah, no, he starts sucking on it. Yeah, no.
Like, what a creep!
Did you see the photo shoot they did of him recently where he's like standing like a girl would, and like, so a chick, they'll do photo shoot, she's wearing like a dude shirt and it kind of cuts off at her upper thighs and it's like sexy.
Yeah.
They did that with him standing on a bed, like looking like a fucking retard, and it was like the photo shoot for Vogue or something like that. It was weird. Like, who does that? Who's like, yeah, this is the one. That to me is not something natural. That to me is not like, this is, people are going to like this and it's marketable. That is, we are pushing some message and we don't care about what the audience thinks about it.
That is fucking weird.
It's very, very.
That's so weird.
So Tyler Perry, I don't know if I told you this. Tyler Perry's being sued for like $250 million
for being a pervert,
for pushing like a guy up, a white guy with dark brown hair, who's an actor in one of his shows, up against the wall and like telling him, if basically if you don't fuck me, I'm going to kill your character off. Then he kills the character off. The character dies at the end of the season, and the guy's suing him for $100 million. So I was an actor, skinny, dark brown hair, in Tyler Perry's show years and years ago, and motherfucker didn't even fucking try and touch my dick. That should be my $200 million. Like, I realized I wasn't pretty enough. I would have gussied myself up. He didn't even try. He didn't even try. Pisses me off. I know somebody actually who Tyler Perry has tried that
discrimination.
Shit on. He tried it on a guy I know who I do improv with, who was a cinematographer. So like we knew, people in Atlanta kind of know he's gay, and so I wasn't surprised when I saw that story. But I was a little disappointed in myself for not, not
putting yourself out there properly.
Yeah, not really putting myself out there. I could be rich right now. But he was actually a nice guy when I met him, so even though I'm talking shit about him right now. But it was weird.
It's unfortunate. Maybe he just wasn't a pervert yet.
He was, because he had already tried to do some shit. I was some like weird shit to my friend, and like thinking back on some of the stuff now, it's a lot. So like when we did like the table read, he films his stuff very quickly. So a full episode is done in a day. You film it in front of a live studio audience, and you do a couple rehearsals, and you bang. That's why they all suck. You bang it out in like 12 hours. And when I came in there, it was the first thing I'd ever booked. When I first started acting, I was in my 20s, and I got to the studio, and I went out to do the table read before the first rehearsal, and it was Meet the Browns. So it's all big fat black guys who are silly, and so I go and sit in the only seat that's available. And the lead of the show looks, he goes, "I don't think you should be sitting there, man." I'm like, "What? Where am I? What do you? I don't want to do anything wrong. It's my first time here, And then he goes, maybe it won't matter." And then right after that, the door opens and Tyler Perry walks in. Everybody stands up like a bride had just walked into a church, and they're clapping for him. I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" It was so ritualistic and cult-like. It was the strangest thing I'd ever seen. It was like
That's
really
weird.
Wild. So there's definitely some weirdness.
I understand. Like, okay, if you're sitting down and somebody important comes into the room, it's polite to stand up. There's like there's manners there, right? But also, like, I've never done that for my boss. Like, I've never done that. Like, there are certain situations where you would normally do that out of respect for somebody. But I just like, especially like one of my bosses, I think very clearly of like having meetings with him and stuff. No, if I was sitting there waiting for him to show up to the meeting and then he shows up, I'm not standing up like, "Hey, what?" But also, let's say
clapping. Everybody clapped.
The clapping is like extra weird. It's one thing for everyone to think like, "Oh, Mr. Perry, hello," and get up because out of respect or whatever. But like the clapping, what the fuck is the clapping?
I don't know, but this show had been going on, so this was something they obviously did like every single time, and it was just like, all right, I guess.
God,
yeah,
that's just
right.
like you hear stories like of people when they start to get more notoriety and they have a bit of fame for a little while, and they morph into these fucking weirdos.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh yeah, God, who was it? There was somebody out there. I can't remember who it was, but it was like a musician of sorts. They're in their rider in their hotel room. they always needed to have M&Ms, but all of the brown ones taken out or whatever. Like, what kind of a mutant are you?
Yeah,
like
it's like a power thing.
You know that when you were a kid, if you were given M&Ms, you said thank you, and that was it. And suddenly something weird in your head switched, and you're like, yeah, but I have to have all this one particular color taken out. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Something wrong with you. Yeah.
There's this whole like, okay, I've reached this level of notoriety, so now every time I enter a room, all of my employees will know to stand up and clap for me.
Yeah, and then bark like a dog.
What planet are you on?
Yep, and people do it. They did it. They just. I did it. I did. I didn't know what was going on. I just was like, yeah.
Oh, that's a terrifying situation to be in when you're like, everyone stands up, starts clapping. You're like, I have to do this, right?
Like, if I didn't do it, I don't know what would have happened.
Yeah, because that's like creepy, culty shit. Like, I have to get up and start clapping because am I going to get like abducted by aliens if I don't? Like, what? This isn't normal. So something not normal is going to happen to me if I don't do this.
And I was the only white guy there.
Oh, wow.
My God. Entirely black, like live audience, and entirely black. Some a couple of Hispanics, but I was the only white dude in the cast.
Oh, yeah. No, then you're going to get kicked to death in the street.
Perhaps
if you don't stand up.
Had I not stood up, something would have happened to me that I could have sued for $250 million like this guy.
Damn him.
But unfortunately, I wasn't pretty enough. I was not pretty enough to get Tyler Perry to come on to me. And he has like a pretend girlfriend. He's like late 50s, and the guy's homosexual. There's so many stories about him around Atlanta. Great. Like, he knows his audience well. He speaks to them with his. I mean, the show I was in of his is a piece of shit. It's terrible. I was happy to be in it. He did make me take my shirt off, and the last scene I was in, I'm getting the insinuation. I'm running out of a bedroom of an old black woman, and the insinuation is that I'm screaming and running because she was trying to rape me.
Oh.
And then he kind of improvised that part of it.
That sounds comfortable.
I know, in retrospect, yes, a little. But everybody was nice for the most part. All right, let's look at Smoking Gun. Then you've been podcasting way too long today.
Man, the last one that we did, we talked about the nurse and the nachos, the plate of nachos.
Yes.
That was like a hit. My audience was actually talking about it quite a bit,
really,
for a while. Yeah, no,
these stories are awesome. It's like, and I got to tell you, these are Florida stories because you can reveal. The laws in Florida allow them to reveal this stuff and the people. And I went to Florida recently for Bro Grove. I opened for Tripoli, and the gas stations that we went to on the way down there, it's almost like. It's very much like, oh, I can see why, because every gas station was the creepiest, like, criminal activity going on. I didn't see anybody masturbating in a gas station like a lot of these stories depict, but I can definitely see where they come from. So here's what we got for the top 5 most popular: is we have the cops couple arrested for Mile High Sex Act. Then we have Chuck E. Cheese arrested on felony credit charges. That story I actually read. That story. So that story is kind of interesting. It's a guy who he was a Chuck E. Cheese guy, and he was stealing credit cards. And the police came and arrested him, and they arrested him while he was in his Chuck E. Cheese suit. So it's probably not.
Yeah, I saw the photos swirling around on Twitter.
Yeah, and then the third one is cop ad executive arrested for golden shower. Huh.
Oh.
That's interesting. All fun and games. And the next one, and the fifth one is cops. Naked duo was having sex in stolen RV. Well,
these headlines are actually not as exciting as the last round. Yeah.
I would say number 1 or number 3. What do you think?
Maybe number 3.
Let's go number 3. All right. I love the pictures. There's the guy. He's got a small face.
Wow. Okay.
It's a small
Something
face.
seems like disproportionate there.
I got to say, though, right off the bat before reading it, if this guy's an ad exec, Good for him. I mean, somebody with a small face like that, an ad exec.
He kind of looks like Hugo on Bob's Burgers, just with brown hair instead of blonde.
Right.
Right?
I mean, yeah, he does. I can see it. He's very pensive in that mugshot as well.
Well, in his defense,
The situation
he was
calls
just
for it.
arrested for a golden shower.
Right. Of course, that would make someone pensive. In the Florida version of a golden shower, a New York advertising executive was arrested early Saturday for allegedly urinating from a rooftop bar onto several victims below. according to
Oh,
police.
no.
That's not good. Don't do that. Matthew Day, 30 years old, was busted for disorderly conduct following a 1:30 a.m. incident at The Landing, a downtown St. Petersburg night spot that described itself as an elevated hangout balcony bar.
1:30 a.m. That's definitely bound to happen.
That's piss off. That's definitely, you got to pee and the bathroom's full. Where else are you going to go?
Yeah, that's piss off the balcony time frame. Like you can't be pissing close to the balcony.
I would say
you can't be.
It should be a sign on the bottom of the bar that says after 1:30, don't stand.
Yeah,
in
don't
urinating
stand
range.
Don't if you want to walk by, you better stop and check to see if there are any urinators getting ready to piss off the balcony.
Could be a New York executive raining a golden shower. Cops charged that Day entered the rooftop bar, pulled his penis out of his shorts, which you have to do to urinate.
Yes.
That's a requirement. And urinated from the balcony onto the sidewalk below. The security spotted Day relieving himself and escorted the defendant out of the bar into police custody. A criminal complaint which noted that Day showed an indication of alcohol influence. Oh, that's a surprise. He does not.
What?
What a shock. It does not address if victims peed upon received medical treatment.
I don't know. Do you need to receive medical treatment?
911. I've been peed on.
Like, what do you get medical treatment for?
You get the COVID shot just in case.
Like, what do you get from urine? I don't think you get anything from urine.
I don't know. I don't know what I don't know what diseases spread via urine. Seen above, Day was arrested and charged for disorderly conduct on the premises of a licensed establishment. He was released on $500 bond. He's a Penn State grad, is a co-founder of Ribeye Media and the firm's head of client success, according to his LinkedIn and other listings. Founded in 2023, it offers cutting-edge programmatic advertising solutions tailored for a local media marketplace, which I actually think this could be an advertisement for some sort of Florida local media marketplace.
Perhaps that was the whole reason behind it.
Maybe it was. He did not respond to a message seeking comment. This could be some sort of pro-Florida, relieve yourself in Florida, because Florida has better laws for taxes and whatnot. I could see something going on here where this is some sort of stunt, although he doesn't look like he's happy about it in this photo.
I mean, there's a little bit of sadness in the eyes there. He's not looking his best.
He's got his face is like cartoonishly tiny.
Like Hugo on Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, it's really
but it's only like part of his face, the lower half of his face. The top half of his face seems like it's probably normal size, and then you get to the lower half and it like shrinks.
It's continuing to shrink. This is the type of person who, if I got peed on by, I'd probably call 911.
Probably get some medical attention.
Because
would you be afraid that you're
shrink?
Yeah, that's how you pass that on is through urination.
Of course. All right. You want to do this one? This one's short too.
Sure.
Couple arrested for mile high sex, and here's the couple. Where's this guy on the right looking? He's not even looking at the camera when you're doing your mugshot, dude. That's
you're supposed to look straight ahead and then you turn your head.
Yeah, come on. That's embarrassing for him. A married Connecticut couple is facing felony charges after joining the Mile High Club on JetBlue. On a JetBlue flight.
JetBlue.
Yeah. That's funny. Trista Riley, 42, and Christopher Arnold, 43, were traveling to Sarasota, Florida from John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York when they allegedly engaged in lewd or lascivious exhibition, according to the probable cause affidavit. Yes. A flight attendant told cops that several youths and their mother had witnessed Riley and Arnold performing sexual activity on board. So they didn't go to the bathroom, I guess. They just did it right in front of the youths.
Oh, no.
When Brian Zepp, the JetBlue attendant, walked to Miss Riley's seating area in the 25th row, which is the only row you can actually do this. He, quote, witnessed her making up and down movements with her head while she was face down in Mr. Arnold's lap. So I think that answers the question for the type of sexual activity that was going on.
Yeah.
Cops,
okay.
They noted that further investigation indicated that Miss Riley was seen by two underage youths performing oral sex and jerking off Mr. Arnold. That's what the cops noted. I love that.
Oh, wow. So, okay.
That puts it pretty clear. In a witness statement, a female passenger who was flying with her two children said that during takeoff, she spotted a woman later identified as Riley jerking off her male companion. Wait till you get in the air.
Well, at least they were actually like kind enough to do it early on so they could just like stop the plane instead of having to turn around or, find the next landing spot. Like they're just like, oh, okay, we're still here. So
yeah,
please.
I wonder if they stopped the plane or they kept.
Did they let him finish first?
Yeah, who knows how long it took? We don't know this guy's stamina. She noticed that my two kids was watching them and they didn't stop. Oh, so she like looked at the kids? That's creepy. After that, she was lying on him like if she was doing oral sex. Riley, a medical receptionist. That's good. So this is a medical professional. And Arnold, a general contractor, were arrested upon the July 19th, the flight's arrival in Sarasota. So they did stay.
Oh.
So they started at the beginning and they stayed the whole flight.
Wow.
The duo, who live in Danbury, Connecticut, were booked into the county jail from which they were freed on Monday, and prosecutors agreed to the couple's release on their own recognizance. Recognizance. I can't say words sometimes. While they investigate jurisdiction, court order states. Seen above, the couple is scheduled to be arraigned on the 15th of August. And according to court records, Riley does not have a criminal record. Arnold was convicted of possession in 2004, was arrested earlier this year in Connecticut for assault and disorderly conduct. So,
wow. Okay.
What compels one to do that on a flight in such a manner?
It's such a public manner, like they didn't even bother to go to the bathroom, which you've heard stories. I've never been in a plane bathroom, but I've heard stories that they're not good. They're very cramped. They're not meant for two people to be in.
It doesn't seem conducive for the Mile High Club.
No, and the thing is, like, a lot of the people that brag about being a part of the Mile High Club, they're usually big names, right? They're not just nobodies. They're people that are like, in the entertainment business. So they fly private, and they're probably, to be honest, just doing some of them as well. But you've got people who are probably just doing orgies in the middle of the plane on the private plane, that kind of shit.
Just a pile of people joining the Mile High Club.
Yeah, but and so then you have people that are like, yeah, we wanted to try the Mile High Club, but then we went to the bathroom, my foot got stuck in the toilet, blah, blah, blah. It's like, Mile High Club is not meant for you, you pleb.
It's not meant for the working class.
No, it's not. It's meant for the Taylor Swifts of the world. Okay? She has a private jet just to get from her top floor to the first floor in her house.
It would seem so. It would seem, yeah, it's like something that, maybe it's a good idea that you can get away with, but I feel like it can't really happen without somebody noticing and without problems, like you illustrated with the foot in the toilet. It's just not. And maybe they saw that. Maybe they say, let's just do it in the aisle. Well, there had to be drugs involved, I think, as they said. I can't imagine that being done sober. Yeah. Hey, let's fuck in front of these kids on this plane.
And that's the thing. It's like it's you already. I'm judging you for doing this in a public setting, okay?
Yep.
But kids are involved, and you made eye contact with them.
Right. I wonder which part she was engaged in when she made eye contact with them. You know, it just. Did they have the aisle to themselves? Was there a fat guy to the left or right of them?
I'm wondering if one of the kids was sitting next to them.
That's gross.
I want to know. I want to know the setup here. Like, was it? I'm guessing they were in economy. They weren't sitting first class or anything, right? So there was a third
That's
seat.
That's allowed in first class.
Well, I'm just saying, there had to have been a third seat in the row next to them. My guess is that he was he was at the window, right? He had a window seat. He's looking out the window.
Let's do it discreetly.
Which also, by the way, it's during takeoff that you get started. That doesn't count for Mile High, my friend. You have to be all the way up.
That's an excellent point. They're not technically in the Mile High Club. They're going to have to do it again. Can you imagine getting arrested?
In front of the kid. Think of the kids.
Yeah. That's embarrassing. Like they didn't even get into the club. They got too eager about. Who? I wonder if the wait on the tarmac goes so long. It's like, well, we've been here for like 30 minutes. Let's blow me now to kill time.
I guess. And that's another thing too. Is like, dude, do you not know how to control your boner a little bit? Because that's also creepy. How do you get and maintain a boner when there are children making eye contact with your lady partner? That's fucking weird.
I don't know. Unless that's what gives him a boner.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it's great.
He needs to be on a no-flight list.
Absolutely. They should be on a no-fly list. Instead, people like us are on a no-fly list for asking too many questions about shit, unfortunately.
The right people have not stumbled upon me just yet, so I'm in the clear for now.
Tell us again where people can find you and how they can get tickets to the Content House in September.
Yes. So follow me on Twitter. My handle was that Courtney. I'll be sharing more stuff as Chrissy posts it regarding the Content Hotel. Subscribe to my channel, Courtney Brooke. I usually stream about 3 times a week. We do tend to do longer streams over there. We're actually approaching. We're hitting 2.5 hours. We're approaching Courtney status right now.
Yeah.
And yes, so this coming September, I have been raising funds to try and get my ass out to New York because September 3rd through the 7th, we will be doing Content House at Villa Roma in Calhoun, New York. And the exciting thing about Content House is that not only will it be, 5 days of content creators being insane and we'll have scheduled events and all of that stuff, but you yourself can get a room there and come and enjoy the festivities with us. So if that's exciting to you, definitely follow me on Twitter so you can get a lot of the details because it's on Eventbrite, but there's also a lot more details that you need to see. There's a discount code, Chrissy Mayer. That's where you can get the room. But you also want to get the link to the tickets to the scheduled events too before they sell out.
Fantastic. And what is your YouTube channel and Twitter?
Courtney Brooke.
Courtney Brooke. Both.
His Twitter handle was that Courtney.
Yes, I encourage everybody to follow Courtney. Courtney does marathon streams. She's very funny and engages with the live chats. It's a fun show. And
I might start doing hula hooping streams. when I'm hungry.
All right. When you're hungry.
That's the plan. Is when I start getting hungry, I start hula hooping instead of eating. I think if I do that every day for the next 5 weeks, I might be bikini ready for Content Hotel.
All right. Well, that sounds. I mean, that's what that guy should have done on the airplane instead of what they did. He should have hula hooped, and he wouldn't have been in the predicament that he's in. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Thank you, Courtney, for joining me. It's always a great time. I love your show. I tune in when I can catch it live. You're fun, and keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. Well, thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure as always. And yes, everybody else, come tune in.
Totally. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out in the chats and for watching. And we'll do it again soon. We'll talk to you guys next time. Have a fantastic rest of y'all's day. See y'all later.